Do you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video when I took some cuttings from my LSU purple fig tree on July 3rd to be exact. So in this video, roughly about 2.5 weeks later, we are going to check in on these cuttings. Welcome back, everyone. We are checking in on our cuttings here that we took from that LSU purple fig tree roughly about 2.5 weeks ago. Yes, it's this fig tree here. And just to recap, we took 2 branches out of that fig tree and we cut them into, we ended up with about 4 cuttings that we have planted in these 3 cups here. Originally, I had a transparent cup as the outer cup here, but I've since replaced it with this solid cup, and I'll explain it in a little bit why. And the inner cup here in the bottom, we cut a couple of slits so that the rooting medium does not get soggy and whatever water's left in there would just drip out. And then we covered it with another cup to keep the moisture in, keep the humidity higher inside. So let's go through these one at a time and check for some roots. So this one here does not appear to have any roots yet. So it's about, like I said, about 2.5 weeks since we planted these. But if I open this dome here, yeah, you'll probably see it. You can see that it has started to grow some mold on that node there. So we're gonna have to clean that up today. What we'll do there is we'll take a couple of cotton swabs and we'll clean that out, and then we'll dab it with a hydrogen peroxide mixture as well. What I'm going to do is 1 tablespoon hydrogen peroxide in 1 cup of water, and we'll dab that to kill off whatever else is left after we swab it or clean it with a cotton swab. So that's the first one. Doesn't have roots yet. Let's take a look at this second one here. And here, this one here, you'll see, hopefully, that it's got some roots already showing up at the edge, at the edge of the cup. So we've got those roots there, and I'm gonna go around. Yeah, so it's just these 2 here. So, and if you look at the cutting itself, you can see that it has grown. It has started growing new leaves on there. So that's good, right? That's a good sign. So that one is doing well. And then let's check on this third one. Looking for some roots around the cup. I don't see any yet. Nothing. Oh, there might be something at the bottom there. I'm not seeing. Hold on a sec. Let me grab a flashlight. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't see anything at the bottom either. Anyway, so if you remember in my original video, I used this, so this is like a moisture meter that you use on drywalls to see if you've got any moisture in your wall. But I use the softwood setting, and then I just go around the cup here, and I can, yeah, as you can see there, when it's beeping, that means it has high moisture in it, so it's not completely dry in there. And as you can see, this is where I have my cuttings generally. So this is just it's I don't want to hurt that cutting. So this is in one of the bedrooms in my house, in our house, because we you know, we have a small property. We don't really have, you know, acreage like others. We live in suburban West Valley in Arizona, so you know, we have a typical size house. We have a typical size backyard. It's not big, it's not too small either, but you know, it's just a typical size. And so we don't have a greenhouse, you know. And I've found, you know, in this house, in our home, this window here that you can see right there. So that window, this window is on the south side of the house. And even though it's the south side, usually, typically, the south side will get a lot of sun, right? So you would expect it to have sun the whole day, actually, typically. But in my home, you know, because I have my neighbor on this side has a 2-story house, and so this window really does not get direct sunlight at all. So it's all just like reflected sunlight the whole day. So it gets light, but it's not direct sunlight. So it's just, you know, indirect light, which is perfect for cuttings, I would say. And then in this room as well, we have like a ceiling fan. So I just keep that on so that the air is always circulating here. And then I just crack these domes open just a little bit, so it's not completely sealed, like one on top of the bottom cup. It's always just like loosely on top of it. As you can see here, this one here is this is the olive cutting, but yeah, see, I just have it like cracked open like that, just a little bit, and so that keeps the moisture high inside the dome, the cup, but it also lets air in, you know, it lets the air circulate a little bit. But for this one though, I'm not sure exactly why it developed the mold, but I mean, it wasn't completely sealed off, you know, sealed in. I guess it just wasn't cracked open enough to let air circulate inside. So yeah, so we'll get this one started. Let's clean this up. All right, we are going to use 3% hydrogen peroxide, just 1 tablespoon, into a cup of filtered water. Remember guys, when you're using hydrogen peroxide, make sure you always keep the cap on and closed, because it dissipates very quickly when exposed to oxygen or to the air. So here's the mixture, and we're just gonna use this to spot clean the mold. All right guys, so we have our hydrogen peroxide mixture there. I got a couple of you know, cotton swabs and just a piece of paper towel. So let's clean this up. It doesn't look like the rest of it has any mold. So we dip it well, that's all there is to it. Really easy. Easy peasy. Now you might be wondering, well, that's a lot of hydrogen peroxide mixture left over, because we really just used probably 3 or 4 drops to clean that. Don't worry. This mixture, you can use it for other applications as well. If you have a spray bottle, you can put it in a spray bottle. You can spray your cuttings with it, actually. So you can leave it open, exposed for a few minutes. After you spray it, just let it dry out a little bit. What that does is it'll kill whatever, if you have any microbes on there, on your cuttings. So it essentially sanitizes your cuttings. You can spray it onto the soil as well, in case there are, like in this case, the mold might have some spores on the soil. Otherwise, you can also use this to water your plants, actually. So if you have some plants that might, it looks sickly and you don't know, you can't really tell what's wrong with it, you can use this to water your plants. It's not hazardous to the plant. It actually will help it, could help it if there are bacteria on there that's feeding on the roots, for example. So this will get rid of those. And the mixture, if you let it sit out, within an hour, it just turns into like plain water, roughly about an hour. So those are other uses that you can use the remaining mixture for. As for me, I probably will use this to, I've got some other cuttings here that I've been experimenting on, and the water is starting to get cloudy already. It's been more than a couple days since I last changed it, so I'm probably going to use this to soak these cuttings a little bit, just to sanitize them as well. If you like this, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe to our channel. You might also want to consider sharing this video with your friends and someone who you think might be interested in this as well. That's it for this video, so we'll see you in the next one.